Camila Cardoso visibly upset, and all of
Angel Reese had her worst professional basketball game.
Look at Camila Cardoso on the bottom of your screen here.
Angel Reese just got humiliated by her own teammate on live TV, and honestly, she brought this roast on herself. You can't just flop around the court like it's a casual pickup game and expect applause from the crowd.
Angel Reese last night against the New York Liberty, one of the worst games she's played as a professional.
It's high time Angel took that ego down a notch and stopped acting like she's already the queen of the WNBA, because reality just knocked loud at her door.
The Sky's minus 60-point differential is the worst through a team's first 2 games in WNBA history.
The Chicago Sky kicked off their season in the worst way possible, dropping a massive minus 60-point differential in just 2 games. Yeah, you heard that right. Worst start ever in the WNBA. And it wasn't just any loss. The New York Liberty didn't just beat them, they torched them, setting a record with 19 three-pointers.
Point forward experiment, this Ariel Atkins trade, this has done nothing but backfire on you, backfire on the team, and backfire on the fans.
So much for playoff dreams after adding Ariel Atkins in the offseason. Instead of a smooth rise, the Sky looked like a hot mess falling apart on national TV.
Angel Reese last night against the New York Liberty, one of the worst games she's played as a professional.
And right in the middle of all this chaos was Angel Reese, the so-called star player who somehow managed to crumble under pressure like a cookie in milk. But the real headline? Her teammate Camila Cardoso's frustration was so obvious and raw, it played out live for everyone to see. Basically, a public exposure of how broken the team really is. How does a team go from playoff hopefuls to a dumpster fire so fast that a teammate is basically saying, "I'm done," on live TV?
No, she was bad. 0 of 8 from the field, 12 rebounds, of which I believe 8 were offensive. It was a terrible, terrible showing.
Angel Reese's stats from these games are the stuff of nightmares. 0 for 8 shooting, just 2 points and 12 rebounds. Mostly offensive, which sounds good until you realize she couldn't score to save her life.
Right here, Angel Reese through 2 games, 5 of 22 with 10 turnovers.
Oh, and let's not forget 10 turnovers over 2 games, because why not make things worse? But stats don't even capture the full cringe.
I mean, she is so bad. There, of course, is the embarrassing offensive rebound, missing layups, yada, yada, yada.
Live TV caught her missing multiple layups that any high school player could have made, even after grabbing her own rebound. Her teammates? Looking like they couldn't believe what they were seeing.
Angel Reese, shoot, miss, shoot, miss, shoot, miss, shoot, miss, shoot, miss experiment. Okay.
And here's the kicker. Even when swarmed by defenders, Reese refused to pass the ball. Pride bruised, ego hurt, but passing the rock? Nah, that's beneath her. What happens when a player's ego is bigger than their game and it ruins the whole team?
She proceeded to step forward, couldn't control herself, undoes her shirt, goes to the bench, can't calm herself down, gets up, walks back to the check-in table, and then we see the race hoax heard around the world unfold.
Things got messy off the stat sheet, too. Reese didn't just miss shots, she lost her cool, pushing opponents, almost getting into scraps with referees, basically acting like she was playing street ball instead of professional basketball. Meanwhile, calm and collected was nowhere to be found.
He's created this stress by trolling Caitlin Clark and by trying to pick fights with Caitlin Clark and by jumping up and getting in Caitlin Clark's face, and is going to end in embarrassing fashion.
The hype around Reese being a rival to Caitlin Clark? Yeah, that bubble popped fast. Turns out, she's more like a one-trick pony who can grab rebounds but can't score or lead. All that talk about her being a future superstar, reality check served cold. Can someone still call themselves a star when they look like a hot mess under pressure?
If I'm Camila Cardoso, I am upset with how this offense is looking. If I'm Camila Cardoso, I'm upset that I still can't manage to get an entry pass. If I'm Camila Cardoso, I'm upset that I still need to deal with this type of amateurism in the WNBA.
Camila Cardoso's frustration wasn't just a quiet grumble behind closed doors. It was loud and clear on live television for everyone to see. She didn't just look annoyed, she physically distanced herself from Angel Reese and the rest of the Chicago Sky on the bench, a move that screamed, without words, that something was seriously wrong. This wasn't just bad body language, it was a full-blown "I'm done with this" statement.
Ella is a clownfish now. She's no longer our great white shark, and that's a shame. Again, I'm tired of the excuses. I will no longer...
In a sport where chemistry is everything, watching your teammate actively pull away signals a fractured team spirit. And if that wasn't enough, Cardoso, once dubbed the Great White Shark for her dominant presence, looked more like a clownfish, lost, powerless, and unable to grab the ball or assert herself the way fans expected. What does it say about a team when your tallest and supposed fiercest player is walking away in frustration on live TV?
About this Camila Cardoso last night is you seeing her visibly giving up on her team here. Look at this. Look at this. Camila Cardoso literally walking towards the New York Liberty bench.
Things got even more jaw-dropping when Cardoso, visibly fed up, literally walked over to the opponent's bench during the game. Yes, she left her own team's sideline to hang out near the other team. This kind of disengagement is rare in professional sports. A silent scream saying she's checked out, both mentally and emotionally.
Walking towards the New York Liberty bench, like, hey, Brianna, Sabrina, scoot over a little bit. Let me take a seat. Hey, Sandy, is there any room on the bench for me? Can you guys use an extra player?
This wasn't some moment of weakness. It was a statement about how broken the team's chemistry had become. Fans and analysts couldn't help but notice that her walk wasn't just a random move, but a symbol of her giving up on a team that wasn't playing to their strengths or showing any kind of leadership. Can a team survive when its leaders stop believing in the game and in each other?
Rumor came out that Camila Cardoso wasn't excited, wasn't too pleased with how Teresa Weatherspoon was using her last year. So when she heard Tyler Marsh, when she got a sniff of Tyler Marsh possibly coming on board, they talked, laid out the game plan. Camila Cardoso was bought in.
What makes Cardoso's frustration even more tragic is that she wasn't always this way. Early on, when Tyler Marsh took over as coach, she was sold on his system, believing it would bring success. But reality hit hard and fast.
Camila Cardoso was drinking the Kool-Aid, eating what Tyler Marsh was feeding her. But again, sold a fake bill of goods.
The offense Marsh promised was a fake bill of goods, one that completely ignored the skills and style of players like Cardoso and Reese. How do you build a winning team when the players don't trust the system or each other?
Tyler Marsh, in the postgame interview, he's talking about pace and space. He's talking about he wants to play fast.
At the heart of this mess lies the dysfunctional coaching strategy. Tyler Marsh's pace and space offense sounds fancy, but it just doesn't fit the gritty physical style that Reese and Cardoso bring to the court. Instead of crafting a plan around their toughness and strengths, the team forced them into a style that highlights their weaknesses.
Tyler Marsh, there's one player on your team that will help you with a pace and space type of offense. Her name's Courtney Vandersloot, but she will only give you one half of the equation, the pace.
The one exception to this misfit is Courtney Vandersloot, who actually fits Marsh's fast-paced system. But her limited shooting ability means the whole offense still feels like a house of cards waiting to fall. Like, can you win games when only one player fits the system and the rest are playing roles that don't suit them?
Next round, first round pick, the Chicago Sky do not have. They traded it. They mortgaged their future for the present, and the present doesn't seem to be too rewarding.
To make matters worse, the Sky mortgaged their future by trading away valuable draft picks and proven scorers like Kennedy Carter. This was supposed to be a bold move to accelerate their success, but instead, it looks like they sold their soul for a season that's collapsing before it even got started. Fans watch as the team struggles to find any rhythm or identity, while those crucial missing pieces are off somewhere else, probably winning games for other teams. Is it smart to trade your future for a present that's crumbling under pressure?
Marsh, in the postgame interview, he's talking about pace and space. He's talking about he wants to play fast.
The post-game interviews add insult to injury. Instead of tough answers or accountability, Coach Marsh often sounds like a marshmallow, soft and unable to control his players' emotions or fix the glaring chemistry problems.
This is really bad. Of course, there's the stat I brought up earlier. And you do have Sky fans that are turning on Tyler Marsh.
His leniency lets frustration fester and emotional outbursts take center stage instead of focusing on discipline or solutions. This hands-off approach leaves the team directionless, players confused, and fans furious. It's clear the Sky need more than a fancy offense. They need leadership that demands respect and builds cohesion. What good is a coach if he can't manage the emotions and egos of his own team?
It literally doesn't make any sense to me, guys. And I'm tired of the excuses. I'm tired of everybody and their nonsense. That's the problem with us as the fans, let alone the team, the head coach, our GM. It's too many excuses.
The fan base for the Chicago Sky went through its own transformation. Early on, many defended Angel Reese and coach Tyler Marsh, hopeful that things would turn around. But as losses piled up and performances worsened, patience ran out.
Post-game press conference, Angel Reese, who's supposed to be the
voices that once cheered started shouting for change, demanding trades and a leadership overhaul. The frustration was no longer quiet. It was a loud, public meltdown. Reese's absence from post-game press conferences after humiliating losses only fueled the fire, leaving fans feeling ignored and disrespected. What happens when the people who support a team feel they're being ignored by its supposed leaders?
Coming from a Sky fan, Angel Reese is the worst basketball player I've ever watched.
Social media was unforgiving. Reese was labeled trash and the worst player by sections of the fan base, with calls growing for her to be benched or traded. The excuses that once softened criticism were gone.
Sky fans are panicking. Look, I said they might win 10 games. And then I was like, well, maybe they'll be better than I thought. Ooh.
Fans refused to wait for some magical Game 10 improvement, demanding immediate results or radical changes. The Sky's reputation shifted from hopeful contenders to the league's punchline in a matter of weeks. It's a fall from grace that no team wants, but one that Chicago seemed helpless to avoid. Can a franchise recover when fan support turns into public backlash and trust evaporates overnight?
The one-trick pony. Again, this is not to be malicious. Again, perhaps maybe she's going through something mentally, okay?
Angel Reese's struggles on the court aren't just about missed shots or bad stats. There's a deeper, more complicated battle happening in her mind. Off-court issues like racial slurs and personal struggles have taken a toll on her confidence and focus. When your ego is bruised and you're carrying heavy mental baggage, it's nearly impossible to perform at your best.
Her relationship with her mom, I don't know. But it's like, again, Angel, you got to get up out of your head. Get, again, like your mental, again, like after the mental, once you get your mental right, the body will follow. For those 40 minutes of that game, I need you to be pure killer instinct.
Fans and analysts keep talking about skills and stats, but what's really missing is the killer instinct, that mental toughness that separates good players from great ones. Physical ability alone won't cut it anymore. Reese needs to develop resilience if she wants to turn this season around. Can raw talent survive without a strong mind behind it? However, guys, whether she's suffering mentally or she's not capable at all, she needs to stop being a part of the game at this point. Do you agree with us? Share your thoughts in the comments below.